To all participants of this 3 days 33rd MALAP National Congress, members of the Executive Board who work hard to make this Congress happen virtually, a pleasant morning. As a last speaker, I am tasked to share the topic Continuity Planning in Libraries. But I would like to emphasize that the continuity plan in libraries is just a part of the academic and the business continuity plan of the institution where we belong. To start with my presentation, let me share with you the objectives of this topic. First is to identify the essential role of libraries in the community before and after the pandemic. Second is to understand the importance of a business continuity plan in libraries to minimize interruptions to normal operations. And the last is to execute how to formulate an emergency management plan for libraries to maintain a more sustainable services program. Last March 2020, we are all surprised in the suspension of work for 2 weeks due to COVID-19 pandemic. We all expected that after 2 weeks, work will be resumed to perform the daily tasks expected from us, but it never happened. Instead, the weeks was extended into a month and more, and now it's almost more than a year that our previous normal routine could not be back. During the first 2 weeks, we are not so worried. Instead, we tried to cope up on how we could still deliver the library services efficiently. We innovate and introduce new services to reach out our client to let them know and feel the library existence. Let us revisit or have some review on what are the library activities that we have before and how do we reinvent those services and activities in the time of pandemic. I knew that this was also discussed in the previous presentation, or the same topic was already highlighted in many webinars that you have attended in the past. Let's start with the user engagement. It aims to form collaborative relationship within the academic community by designing and promoting a variety of engaging, relevant, interesting, and meaningful events and activities suited to audience of different ages, backgrounds, and educational levels. Also refers to utilization of technology in engaging with library patrons. The main goal is to inspire and attract both old and new patrons to maximize the utilization of library resources, services, and facilities. In user engagement, the library provides face-to-face services like reference and bibliographic service, circulation, research assistant, document delivery service, computer access to online catalog and electronic resources, information literacy program, and other patron services like storytelling and so on. During the pandemic, we adapted the hybrid service model in our user engagement wherein we provide virtual library services while at the same time we ensure that users have still access to our printed collection without bothering themselves going to library physically. We innovate various library services using different online platforms and enhance our communication system to stay connected with our library patrons. Library orientation and series of trainings on the use of library resources are conducted online with counterpart self-paced and module found in the school learning management system. We also created YouTube channel featuring different library instructional videos to make our new and old student be familiar with the services and resources of the library. Moreover, we streamline access to online resources by adapting the same access credential that our students and faculty use in accessing their LMS and portal accounts. For circulation services, we created document delivery service form to borrow books via pick-up or courier, request for PDF copy of ebooks or e-journals, avail of scanning services of book chapters, which is subject to the provision of fair use in copyright law. Books returning is through book drop or courier service, while requests for book purchase, checking of library accountability for clearance purposes, and submission of theses are also done online. Our virtual user engagement not only via library website or library social media, but we also publish through our personal webpage, blogs, and our own social media account. Second is community engagement. It is the process of working collaboratively with community members, be they library customers, residents, faculty, students, or partner organizations to address issues for the betterment of the community. As champions of lifelong learnings, libraries are a place to quench curiosity, access technology, and explore new ideas, hobbies, and careers. As per American Library Association, increasingly, library also offers patrons a welcoming space to meet their neighbors, to discuss and resolve important issues. We were involved in numerous activities in and off campus, either as a committee member or the one in charge, conducting an activities or providing technical assistance on library organizations, and free voluntary library consultation or book donation drive. Our presence in the community or our partners' communities is unquestionable. We established Friends of the Library as student accredited organization and accepted senior high school work immersion or interns from our feeder schools. We even offered our facilities as a venue for continuing professional development of our partner institutions or organizations. Also, we accepted visiting researchers from neighboring schools. At present, our interaction to our community is limited. If we have one, we need to ensure that all activities follow and guided by the health and safety protocol set by the government and our institution. Otherwise, we do it virtually. Third is virtual presence, which means providing user services at all times, even if the user is off-site. The main goal is to provide library user with 24/7 access to library's online resources and services. Likewise, to maintain regular communication between library users and personnel. The function of our library website is to promote resources and services and to serve as venue to assist our user through live chat if needed. And our social media account like FB page and Twitter also posts library announcement and activities. Now, we are more active and engaged virtually to assist our client, market our resources and services, and update our website and FB page as often as we can. Our library chat, institutional email, Facebook Messenger are now providing real-time responses to our library inquiries. Our social media channels are receiving more likes and followers daily. Likewise, our library website becomes a go-to learning space in finding online resources and services of the library 24/7. Online forms were created for booking to online library trainings and library resources reservation, including requests for acquisition. Our website for institutional repository also get major makeover. It is where our library researchers can access thesis and dissertation collection as well as students and university publication 24/7. Fourth is library consortium. It is a group of two or more libraries that have agreed together to cooperate with each other in order to fulfill certain similar needs, usually resource sharing. It is a community which has formally agreed to coordinate, cooperate, or consolidate certain functions to achieve mutual objectives. We have various consortium arrangements to collaborate and strengthen the power of buying, and this is more beneficial for those libraries with limited budget. With this, we were able to negotiate a reasonable price of the electronic resources subscription. We also include the resource sharing agreement for our online databases, e-books, interlibrary loan, and document delivery service. Now, we are more engaged in a consortia and actively participate in the group discussion with our partner libraries to share our resources or to ask some ideas to address the challenges that we encountered. And the last is library as venue. The physical presence of the library serves as venue for research, instruction, recreation, collaboration, or a meeting place for others, and so on. The library is also considered a place for relationship and interaction, a home for the live interaction and exchange between students, faculty, and staff. But temporarily, due to COVID-19 pandemic, the physical access to the library is limited to only allowable operation and services and are guided by the health and safety protocols of the government and the institution. Also, some of the library space were transformed to maximize its use and to align with the current learning system of the institution, and again, following the health and safety protocols. Let's now move on in the business continuity plan. What is this continuity plan all about? According to Vollmer, the business continuity plan focuses on sustaining an organization's business functions during and after a disruption, or restoring an organization function in an alternative site. It is a comprehensive document that consists of a contingency plan for all the aspects of a business. It may include resources, assets, business processes, and stakeholders that are directly or indirectly involved with the business operation. It is also important to have a business continuity plan in place that considers any potential disruption to a business operation. In our case, our business is education. The plan should enable the organization to keep running at least at a minimal level during a crisis. And having a strong business continuity saves money, time, and company reputation. But why do we need the business continuity plan? The following are some important aspects of the business continuity plan. First, to sustain the business operation, to prevent disruption, to provide service and support for each stakeholder, to have a proactive plan to avoid and mitigate risks associated with disruption of operation, and to maintain the financial viability of the organization. Since a business continuity plan requires an extensive research and an in-depth analysis of our business operation, I just want to share with you the following key elements that we can possibly adapt in preparing our library continuity plan. We need also to include details of all the library procedures that will be implemented to ensure that the library operations are running smoothly during an ongoing emergency situation like this pandemic. Here are the key elements of a business continuity plan. All the elements that are critically related to the skills, communication, structure, and responsibilities of the employees. So we need to check the resources that we have, like the skills of our employees. Are they equipped to roll out the services that we will be providing? Are they the right people to be assigned for a particular task? Is there a need to retrain them, especially on the use of technology? Do we have platform to support the learning and teaching processes of our institution? How about our communication structure? We need also to identify the kind of communication platform that we have. Do we want only to be contacted through email or by phone? How about the chat services? Do we also have another channel aside from the FB chat? How about the responsibilities of our library personnel? Is there a need to modify it to be suited in the current situation like this? In the LSUD, what we did is we modified our organizational structure and assignment to address the current challenges. This structure was presented and approved in the academic management group as one of our immediate solutions for the current situation. Next is all strategic components that are used by the business on a daily basis to ensure continuous running of a business operations. We need to identify the different strategies that could be implemented for the continuous operation of the library. What are the daily services operation? Can we still provide the circulation services? What do we have right now? Or Do we need an additional services to ensure the smooth operation of the library? Next, is every component that is related to the software your company utilizes to carry out its day-to-day activities? We need to have an inventory to be familiar with the current software that we have in our institution. But can we also utilize the software? In our case, to access some of our library database, we coordinated to our ICTC and installed software to remotely access the data needed, which is only available via intranet access. Next is all features that are necessary to continue key business processes. Are the current feature enough? Let's think about it carefully. Another key element is any object that is related to the systems, network, and industry-specific technology. We really need to involve and consult our IT people to make everything happen that needs technology component. And the last key is all components and factors that are relevant to provide a temporary work site in case the primary site is no longer available. Can the library exist virtually? Can we work from home? Do we have our own gadget and equipment? Let us also ensure that we have all the software needed to access the library system and the institution server is working 24/7. Consider also our internet connectivity in a work from home arrangement. Let me show you a sample framework of a business continuity plan that we could also adapt in the library. Hence, we can start with analysis by using the business continuity plan key elements I have mentioned in my previous slide. In conducting the analysis, we need to consider the business impact and includes risk assessment analysis. Then after that, we could now proceed to the step 2 preparation, which is the solution design. We have to develop our recovery strategies to include all the possible solutions for the continuity of the library operation. Don't forget that in the preparation of the strategies, you must have to identify first your team or the key people to work with you, to have feedback and will share their contribution for the better processes or strategies. After compiling and reviewing all the strategies that could be possibly work, we can now proceed to the implementation stage to roll out those strategies. Remember that the strategies that we are rolling out is not yet perfect. We are still in the process of testing, and we have to accept if there are strategies that are not working well. So we need to get feedback not only from our clients, but as well as to those who are working with us to better improve the strategies implemented. Then afterwards, we can now proceed to the maintenance stage where we still need to monitor how the process works. If there are conflicts or new challenges encountered, we will go back again to the analysis stage and will repeat doing the business continuity planning cycle to have a backup plan in case that we have encountered the same challenges. Before I conclude this presentation, the following steps may be considered in preparing your library continuity plan. Ensure that your library continuity plan will support the academic continuity plan. Choose your team in doing the risk assessment and business impact analysis. Then develop your action plan strategies. Of course, don't forget to document your library continuity plan. Test before you distribute your plan to get feedback, then maintaining your plan. But you need also some follow-up to ensure that policies and procedures was changed. You may also review the management team, retrain the staff, or have some modification of the facilities and then assessment of risk management needs. As a conclusion, it is a realization that the COVID-19 pandemic was an eye-opener and not a so gentle reminder to institutions of higher education that they need to develop effective and sustainable crisis and emergency planning, as it is increasingly becoming an expected feature of all institutions. This is where universities need to have effective business continuity systems that can be rolled out whenever any crisis happens. And an important aspect of the business continuity management is the academic continuity plan that includes the library. This will ensure that higher educational institutions are well prepared to face any challenges by seamlessly, and that the students and faculty are prepared to learn using different non-face-to-face platforms, including the support services needed.